Jackie Cation, Laurie Kilmartin. Jackie Cation, Laurie Kilmartin. It's the Jackie and Laurie Show. The Jackie and Laurie Show. It's the Jackie and Laurie Show. The Jackie and Laurie Show.
All right. Are we going?
Yes. I thought I'd let you go. I love your background, Laurie. It's like you've gone green screen on it.
Well, Zoom has that option. If you look at the video camera on the left, that icon, if you click on the caret next to it, it says use virtual background, and then you can pick something you want.
I'm just gonna pull on my own head for an hour.
No, that makes sense. It's quarantine time. You have to pull on your head.
I have to pull my own head. Here we are. Do you know what I did today? Was I ordered food from Flappers.
I was thinking of doing that. I
did groceries from Flappers.
What did you get?
5 pounds of flour, 5 pounds of sugar, 5 pounds of rice, 2 dozen eggs, some onions, some potatoes. And I also got some toilet paper and some cleaning agent stuff. And then
from Flappers?
From Flappers. They're selling, I mean, they're not going to use all the food, so they're just selling it grocery style. And it was reasonable. So,
oh my God. It's just on their website?
It's on their website. And then you could call in because they're getting new stuff all the time. So I ended up calling, and they didn't answer. So I left my phone number and I left essentially what I wanted. And then Will, the manager, called me back and he said, "What do you want?" And we talked through it. He upsold me on a couple of things, and
that's awesome. You know what? Whatever a club has to do to survive, including becoming a grocery store, I completely support.
Exactly.
So I'm going to order stuff from them.
And then I just pulled up to the Yoo-Hoo room door, popped the trunk. Will put it all in the trunk. I paid with a credit card over the phone, and then I drove away.
Oh my God, I love it. I ordered. There's a couple that lives in Burbank that they both lost their jobs as soon as the stay-at-home directive was implemented.
Right.
And I'm not sure what they do. It's more like an hourly thing. And so they just started making food and bringing it to people. So I ordered this amazing chicken. I forget what it's called, but it had a yogurt base. It was Indian food. I said, please, the least spicy.
You're a simple woman of the people.
I just like sourdough bread and salt. Like that's what I can handle. And it was so good. And it's very like I want to support everything. Like I want to get takeout from every restaurant and keep everybody going as much as I can. It's incredible how many people that are our neighbors and just live right next door are all of a sudden in these terrible dire straits.
Oh yeah.
That maybe were hanging on before.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I was just talking to a friend of mine and she was like, it's just annoying because it means I'm going to be poor for 2 years after this. And I said, hey, you weren't rich before. What was happening? And she was like, I was digging out though. And I'm like, fair enough. So, yeah. Also got a call from Josh at Flappers. Say hi. He's listening.
Hey. Hi, Josh.
They're going to do Zoom. They're doing Zoom shows, but he wanted to pick my brain about how to do them.
Yeah.
And I've done 6 shows.
Okay.
And a couple of them were Zoom to Twitch, Zoom to Instagram, Zoom to YouTube Live. I did Doug Benson's live Instagram, was Instagram to Instagram. And then I just did a couple of Zoom shows that were just regular, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he was like, you're unmuting the audience, right? And I'm like, yeah, you gotta unmute the audience. They need to hear each other laugh, and I need to hear them laugh, right? But there was he said that Flappers made sort of a how-to kind of thing for Zoom.
Oh.
But then I was telling him the things that, I did DNA's show last night.
Yeah.
Live from...
Santa Cruz?
Yeah, the Santa Cruz guy.
Okay.
And so he had a guy open with 10 minutes, and then I did 20. And then he split the money with me. And
That's nice.
And it was 50-50.
Okay.
So, and Josh was like, "Do you want to do that with us?" And I'm like, "Kind of, but I also kind of just want to do my own."
Yeah.
Right? Because I have the Zoom account, I could just do it.
Yeah.
But I do want to support the clubs, right?
Yeah, right.
But I also want someone to buy my damn album if I ever get to record it, right?
Yes.
Anyway.
I haven't done a single Zoom show. I haven't done it. I don't know if I will.
You asked me about that show, right? Yeah. It's an open mic that you close, that you end.
Okay.
And it's only an hour, and you're only doing 15, and you get Venmo tips, right?
Right.
But it was an open mic, and then everybody watched everybody else and was supportive. And it was, I remember when I realized it was an open mic, I thought to myself, am I above this? And then I remembered that I'm a comic. And I actually can't afford any sort of pride.
Right.
And some of the jokes, I mean, there was, it was an open mic, so there was a little bit of, Chinese eating dog, premises and, some classics. So
sure.
They went,
people like to be comforted by the classics in times of pandemic, Jackie. They don't like new thoughts. They like the old ones. It's like watching Friends over and over again.
And if you're only a year in, you're going to make that dumb joke anyway.
Sure.
I mean, everybody's going to write the same 6 jokes the first 3 years of stand-up comedy.
I guess so. I mean, I kind of thought it seems like each generation of comic gets a little better because they know the hack stuff now, but maybe the hack stuff went away for so long that they don't know it's hack. They're like, whoa, have they ever eaten on an airplane? This is crazy. And it's like, oh yeah, that became hack 25 years ago and we all dropped it, but maybe you can bring it back. I don't know.
Right. And maybe you have to reinvent the wheel. I remember, because I didn't know anything about stand-up when I first started doing it, that I literally, those first couple of weeks didn't know that I wasn't allowed to do other people's material.
Some people still don't know that. That's what's troublesome, Jackie.
That is troublesome. Yeah. If you're more than, I don't know, a month in and you don't know that, if you've gone to 3 open mics and you don't know that, allow me to be the one to break it to you. It's not cool. It's not all right.
Yeah. I was thinking, I mean, I wonder, it seems so irresponsible now to even try to have a live show, but if you had something outdoors where maybe like just 10 people are invited, like I'm talking like in a front yard, and they have to be, they're very far apart, and you just talk into a mic. Is that possible, or is that completely irresponsible?
It's irresponsible. But did you see Patton's front studio?
I did. Yeah.
It's like, I mean, to do that's like the Italians singing on their balconies, right?
It is, but there's this would be in front of an audience. They would just be like your neighbors.
Patton's neighbors were right across the street listening.
Oh, they were? Oh, I didn't see that. I just saw him talking.
It was a couple and their baby in a stroller.
I've had that exact combo in the front row at Flappers, so I'm not afraid of that. But God. Yeah, so far I have not been compelled to do a Zoom show.
Right. Here's what I will say about the Zoom shows is that one of the other reasons you need the audience is because you're throwing so much energy at the internet.
Yeah.
And the internet, it turns out, is infinite. It's a fucking well without a bottom. So you need to get something back, even if it's time delayed laughs,
Yeah. Yeah. So when you've been doing so the audience has been unmuted and it's mostly not a problem. Like, what's the most amount of audience that you had tune in to one Zoom show?
75. Wow. So
that's a lot. And can you see them if you were to do gallery on Zoom?
If you do gallery, you can see 49 people. And then, and if someone coughs, if you have it on speaker view,
yeah.
There is a way to pin one of the things. Andy ran a board game and he pinned the board view to the thing. And then
that's cool.
Yeah, so there is a way to pin one, but I forget how to do it. Anyway, so here's what I would recommend is that if you're going to do it, set it so people can come in before you get there.
Okay.
What I would suggest is that you have some sort of setup, like for real. Like I have, I should have written this down, whatever. But the light should come from behind the camera, from behind the, from behind the camera so that you're lit, right?
Right.
So the way this is set up, I can open the curtains behind my laptop and it's sort of natural light and it looks good. I also have, this is the room that I'm doing it in, which is, was at one time going to be a guest. It is a guest room, but it's whatever. But I have I got my poster up there with my name.
I like your poster.
It's real nice. And then there's a little bit of art. Anyway, but there's sort of you set it up so that it looks like a space where you could perform, right? Try to make it clean and not too distracting.
Yeah.
And then, be Todd Glass, you're Todd Glass in your own guest room. So lighting and setup is important. And then I got this idea from Bamford is that make people register to come see the show. They don't have to get a Zoom account to my knowledge. And it doesn't cost anything. You just, because then when you fill the 100, it's filled. And then you can schedule another one, right?
Do you have to manually accept every person?
No, you can. Okay. You can set it, when you set up the meeting, you can set it to have a waiting room. Make sure that's off, because that'll be a pain in your ass.
Okay.
Just let people come in.
Okay.
And then you come in. So you start everybody unmuted. You can mute them all, but start them unmuted and then talk to them. And then if somebody starts talking, it's a great time to say, hey, if you're going to sit and watch the show, or if you're going to watch the show and not make any noise, I would love you to be unmuted, but mute yourself if it's going to be a thing, right?
Right.
If you're going to do dishes or your dog's going to bark or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
So you give that sort of lecture in the beginning. You also...
It's a version of turn off your cell phones.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
okay.
Don't record this. There is a way in Zoom to not let them record. I can't remember how to do it. But you also, they could just point their camera at the screen or audio and just say, hey, man, I'm working on the new stuff. Because that's what I did. I said, I'm working on new stuff. Please don't record this.
Yeah.
You want to put it to, listen to it for your own personal, put yourself to sleep bullshit. And then why am I on?
If, you can request that people take stuff down off of YouTube if they put it up,
Sure.
I've had that done. I've had someone take something down because they put it up against my will. And so, even if they do record and throw it up there, you just have to search every once in a while for your name.
Yeah. And then I put my Venmo in the chat room and have a suggested donation. And then people, I did that one show for $75, 75 people. I made $600. That's a real amount of money.
Yes, it is.
That's a genuine. And here's the other thing: don't make it too long.
Right.
My voice is already scratchy from yelling at my camera, trying to make people that I'm only seeing this big laugh. And like DNA last night, it was his first show.
Yeah,
it took him almost the entire show to figure out how to unmute everybody.
Okay.
So luckily, did I go to the vault or did I do new stuff? I can't remember, but whatever it was, luckily I couldn't work on anything new or anything that needs a lot of work. I came up with one line that worked.
Yeah, right.
The rest of it, I had to just sort of go to finish stuff because I didn't have any feedback. Right.
Seems like this is a good thing to do.
Right. And so it's just running lines, if it's like that. And I don't mind running. It is not ideal. And I got some orders today. A bunch of people are ordering shirts and stuff. Like I'm discontinuing several of the shirts. And so I'm just I'm literally posting Maria Bamford in every shirt. She's better in the shirts than I do.
Yeah.
And she's more famous than I am. So wouldn't you want to own a shirt that Maria Bamford wore? And,
yeah, for sure. In fact, that all my clothing, I request that Maria wear before I put it on.
Style wise. Anyway, but I would go 45 minutes and then, just have the headliner just do, I think I did 20 for DNA's show.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I'm getting settled into this new life.
What's your routine?
And so we kind of worked from home all week last week at Conan. And so the show, our first show goes up tomorrow night or tonight, whenever, this is up. And so I haven't seen it. I know it's weird. Like the first, I'm a monologue joke writer, right? I mean, I come up with sketch ideas sometimes or ideas for remotes and stuff, but it's not my number one thing. So for a while that was all that we were pitching. And I was like, I'm not even a fucking comedy writer anymore. I'm not a comic. I'm not a swimmer. I'm not even a comedy writer. And then it was like, all right, we need something for the monologue. So then Kylie and I got to do what we like to do, which is write monologue jokes. So that was cool. And I was like, okay, all right, I can exist in this arrangement now. I understand it. I mean, everything, so much has been, so much of my habits have been taken away, and I'm just I feel like I'm left without all my shields to protect me from my self-esteem. And every day is a battle, honestly. So, so I guess I rearranged my room. I got a big desk and I put it in my bedroom, which this is on now. And I moved this in from the garage, and I have like a yoga area over here. So I'm doing Zoom, yoga classes a couple times a week, and it's all in here. I'm kind of like,
studio apartment.
Made a little studio apartment in my bedroom. Because as soon as I open the door, I'm attacked by wild animals. My mom, she has some sort of infection that's causing diarrhea for this is months now, right?
Right.
And so the doctor gave her a prescription, and the prescription was $700, and she didn't want to pay for it. So she just decided, she goes, I guess her diarrhea went away for 2 days. She goes, I'm cured. I don't need that stuff. So the prescription went away, told CVS to send it back, and then her diarrhea returned. And I have no sympathy. I should have sympathy for someone who has diarrhea when they're 82. But I was like, you're too fucking cheap to even not have, you'd rather shit all over the house while we're in quarantine together than spend $700, which you have thanks to my dad.
Right. Well, and I think she put in her time too. I mean, that whole, she had half of his shit. She gets half of her shit.
Right.
I get half.
Right.
Anyway, but she has $700. She should fucking pony up and not have the discomfort of diarrhea. Yeah. And the irritation of her wanting to talk about it every time you walk out of the door.
Well, and also don't come into the bathroom. I've had an accident. Like, okay, well, I'll just pee on the porch, I guess. Okay. I'll just
my God.
hold it. No, I'll go to the garage where I put in a toilet. Oh, but someone else is staying there. So I really can't leave this room without running into a herd of animals.
Of humanity. Mm-hmm. And you have what, the one shower?
Yes, one shower. Yes.
Fantastic. This is my upbringing. You know that there was 8 of us. 7 or 8 of us with one bathroom for.
I'm an Armenian immigrant right now. I really am.
Exactly.
I'm even wearing my pajamas all day. I'm sorry. Am I getting too far into the stereotypes of your people, Jackie?
Oh my God. Are they Adidas and are they rip away?
They will be.
Remember Eric Tudorian's bit with the rip away Adidas? He had a sweatsuit that completely Velcroed together, and then he would do the character of his uncle.
Oh my God.
And then he would rip it off and then do regular stand-up. And when I say regular stand-up, I mean Eric Tudorian. Who I love hilarious. Dearly.
That's so funny.
Yeah, I've been trying to record Dork Forests and failing.
Yeah.
Failing. A lot of fail. Not happy. And then and my dad, it was his birthday, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there was. Did I tell you about this Batman thing?
No.
Okay, so
I don't like to talk to you between podcasts, so you can assume you haven't told me anything.
Thank God we've saved it, because it'll be a real. Where are we at, Kyle?
That's a great question, because it doesn't fully say. So let's go ahead and take that first break.
20 minutes.
20 minutes? I love it.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Dave Hill from before, and I'm very excited to bring Dave Hill's podcasting incident back to Maximum Fun, where it belongs. You can get brand new episodes every Friday on MaximumFun.org, or, wherever. And while my partner Chris Gersbeck and I might lack in specific subject matter on our podcast, we make up for in special effects. Chris, add something cool right here. Also, we have explosions, animal noises, and sometimes even this. Dave Hill's podcasting incident every Friday on Maximum Fun. Chris, do another explosion right here.
And so what I'll tell you is that I did a thing from live from home, live from here. Did they ask you to do that?
No one's asked me to do anything. You know what? I haven't done stand-up in 2 weeks, and no one seems to fucking care. The whole industry is like, all right, well, see you later, bitch.
Oh, my God.
Real nice. Thanks, everybody. Thanks a lot.
I have to write all of that down.
Kyle's got it.
All right.
I just had see you later, bitch.
So I will ask you to do it. I'll throw it to you. What it is you, and then you hashtag live from here and live from home, and you tag live from here, and you essentially do, so like, what's his face? Tom Papa did Up Close Magic. And it was dad magic. It wasn't good. And he was like, welcome to my magic show. And so it's literally just a minute and a half, 2 minutes or whatever that you put up on Instagram.
Yeah.
If it's more than a minute, I think you have to go Instagram TV.
Okay.
And what I did was I did a tour of the corner where my computer is. And so it was all this art. It was essentially quarantine art instead of digital art.
Yeah.
And some of that art was my dad's art. My father paints in acrylics. And
he paints what?
With acrylics.
Oh, okay.
So he can do trees, he can do streams, he can do fields, he can do buildings, and he could do some animals.
Cool.
That's what he could do. So we showed this. A fan, good guy by the name of Stu, was like, if your dad painted Batman, I would give him $100. So as just to cheer my pop up, I tell him that. 3 days later, he calls me. He says, I painted that Batman thing. And I was like, what? And my father has a flip phone and no internet. So I said, find someone in your old people apartment building who has a smartphone to take a picture of it and text it to me. And I'll see if Stu really wants it. And so it came to pass. Stu Venmo'd me $100 plus shipping money.
Nice.
And I said to my dad, all right, put it in the mail. And I sent my dad $100 in sweaty cash because I don't want him going to the bank because he just today's his birthday, which is Sunday.
How old is he?
84.
That's not bad. Oh, you can't, you know what? 84, you won. You won life.
Especially if he's starting a new, where he's taking commissions for But here's the thing about the Batman painting. Yeah. We got it yesterday. I'm mailing it tomorrow to Stu. Here's the scoop. My father's really good at everything I just mentioned. One thing he's not particularly good at, Batman. Because Batman was just okay. Batman, first of all, he went 1960s Batman.
Okay.
And
so there's like a POW and a stuff like that?
Well, it looks like that kind of Batman.
Adam
right?
West. Yeah.
And then, so it looks cartoony on an incredibly kind of realistic field and buildings. And I believe the buildings are the VA.
Okay.
So, are we going to not see this thing on camera right now, Cation?
Oh my God, that is an excellent point, but it is on my Instagram. I did post it. Okay, so go to my Instagram, which is just @JackieCation. This is how I drive. So I drive people to my Instagram.
It's shameless, and I'm embarrassed for you.
It's working.
I started writing President Hillary Clinton fan fiction. I think I'm done with the first episode. This one's melon based.
Ooh.
And
oh my god. Oh my god.
smutty.
Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
Where are we going to get to read this?
Oh yeah, I think I have to take another pass at it tonight, and then I'll probably post it on Medium, and
I love President
link it up.
Clinton.
What?
I love President Hillary Clinton. I consistently screenshot them and post them on Facebook.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, because it's often how I find out what Captain Knobjob himself has done. That's how I like to find out, through you saying, oh my God, he talked about his numbers for his press conference, like the horrible banana head that he is.
Unbelievable. It's what a horrible time to be an American.
It's the worst time. It's the worst time. It wasn't great in 1902 when we were annexing things, but it was like Hawaii. But here's the good news. Nobody knew. We all lived with local news. Nobody had to learn globally that we were shitballs.
Right. You know what, though? I feel like up until recently, it's been an easy life for a lot of people, like aside, we haven't been to war, you and I, and there have been wars, but no one was drafted. So we could go, our lives could go untouched, and by certain things that, other generations like World War II, etc., it touched everybody. And
yep.
This is just starting. They said that the peak in California, death day is going to be April 24th, which means that
that's
some of the people.
Marty Day.
What?
That's Armo Marty Day. That's Armenian Martyrs Day.
I don't think that's why it's the peak death day.
That is why. My people. Oh my God.
Oh wow. Are your people going to martyr more people? No, but so that means some of the people that are going to die that day don't even have coronavirus yet. They're going to get it this week, which is chilling, The
whole thing's chilling. Two of my cousins and my nephew's wife have it.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm. They all have the at-home version.
Right.
But hopefully it will not accelerate into hospital beds and ventilators.
Right.
So, but I know I'm related to 3 people.
Jesus. It's very, everyone, there's this sort of fantasy of like, oh, you have all day now, you could write or whatever. But it's so distressing to be aware of what's happening right now. Jackie's flipping off the camera, and I'm taking it personally, although I think she's flipping off the idea.
I'm flipping off the idea
creative all the time.
That I should be creative all the time, because I literally am trying and failing to be creative all of the time.
Yes, I'm completely losing myself in TV. I watched Ozark, the season 3 of Ozark. Oh, so good. And I haven't been what I thought I would be in quarantine because I'm so worried about everybody. You know?
You gotta unplug for a second. I have taken to exercise. Ew.
What are you doing?
I'm walking up and down my block like a half a mile to a mile a day. That's right. A half a mile to a mile a day.
Cool.
Applause. Yes. If someone could somehow get me a small trophy.
Hey, hold on. This is me today.
Oh, what is that?
11,000 steps. I just walked for like 2 hours and got my steps in. And then I the rowing machine I had as a piece of art for 3 years in the garage.
That you've chained to the front porch?
Yes. So I've been trying to do that like 3 songs a day and then up it. So today I did 5 songs.
Okay.
So that's...
Oh, I don't even want to show you how many steps I've done today.
Let's see.
I'm super proud of it. And yet it's pretty low. It's 3,200, you guys.
You got it.
You know what that is? 3,200 more than the 200 that I usually do. How about that? Why don't we
200? Yeah, that's a great. You're upping it. All you have to do is keep upping it. I spend a lot of time looking at people's houses and taking pictures of their houses and how they're decorating them and stuff like that. There's nothing to do. I just walk and look. You can't really talk to anybody. You have to avoid.
I've taken to yell because I only walk up and down my block. I do circles around my block. And so I've taken to yelling at anybody I see, happy quarantine. Because it's funny for me.
Are you going to branch out outside of your block?
No. That's where my fear lies. I don't want to be further from my home. I want to be able to come back home.
Well, Jackie, you have 2 legs, and unless you're in a car accident, you'll always be able to walk home.
You would think.
Yes, I do think, and I think most people would agree with me. I don't think I'm being revolutionary and suggesting that you could walk home after you finish your walk.
Maybe this is a very unique version of agoraphobia. I don't want to lose my walk. I have sold, in the last 2 days, I think, almost 25 T-shirts. So I have had to go to the post office, but everything's pre-stamped. Yeah. So I just go to the post office. I push the door open with my foot. I throw the things into the bin. I don't touch anything. And then I push the door open with my foot and I get back in my car and I come home.
How is it pre-stamped?
I have
stamps.com. Oh, your free account.
Dork. Please use the code Dork for stamps.com.
Work it.
I was telling Andy Erickson, I'm doing those impromptu comedy brunches.
Kyle, right.
I have to put you on the chain.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to look at people and talk about nothing,
I love
right?
people and talking about nothing.
Right. You know who shows up almost every time is Matt Kirshen.
Ooh.
Matt Kirshen, Tommy Ryman, and then there was Andy Erickson and Mick, Mary Mack.
Oh, cool.
Oh, yeah.
And Tim Harmston. They were doing their last wills.
Wow.
Like, we don't have wills. And I was like, well, we don't either. I just put Andy's name on all of my bank accounts. So that was, but when it goes into probate, he could at least access all of my
sure. Yeah.
And then hopefully we don't die. How about that? Anyway, hey, are we at 30?
Let me check the timer that I set.
We're at 31.
Yeah.
I'm checking my QuickTime recording.
Comic of the week, you guys.
Oh, yeah.
Did you watch that video?
I did. It was very funny. It was a very funny video.
Yeah. Deb DiGiovanni recommended, and it is the Cassie Cow. Her name is Cassie Cow, and CassieCao. She's Canadian. She is of Chinese ancestry. I watched a couple of her videos, and her first video, she did the accent. And, and then went to like Canadian accent. She did like the Chinese accent, and then she did the Canadian accent, which, but her stuff, really smart, really funny Canadian comic named Cassie. I believe I'm saying it right, Cow.
Cow, I think you're saying it right as well. Yeah, I liked her video that I watched. It was really great.
That's awesome.
Good find, Deborah.
Good work, Deborah DiGiovanni. And if you get a chance, you guys, go to Deb DiGiovanni's Friday. Have you ever seen her Friday boyfriend thing?
No,
Friday boyfriend?
Well, I know she posts a lot about boyfriends, but I didn't know it was a Friday thing.
Every Friday she posts like a stock photo of some dude. She said, "This is my boyfriend," and then she makes up a name. It's Angelo.
I didn't know that was a codified every Friday. Oh, okay.
It's super funny.
I mean, I know she's a horny lady, and I respect it.
I completely respect it. And yeah, so that's the comic of the week, you guys. We did it.
I was part of a Zoom sort of watch party, but nobody watched it turns out we just have streaming services and we don't have cable. So the only person who had cable to watch Top Chef live was the host. So we didn't watch it, but I met some people. I had met some writers and we all just sort of talked and,
fun.
Yeah.
That's a social. I went to Laura House's surprise birthday party, and it wasn't a surprise, but it was a surprise because she was like, "All of you guys, get out of the camera, get out of the, and then come on in."
Oh my god! Oh my god!
You might have had to have been there.
No, that sounds really fun.
Yeah, it was actually really fun, and then Other than that, I'm trying to grow things from seed for the garden. Oh, and your buddy that you hooked me up with is doing our backyard.
Oh, good.
He's doing it.
Good.
He's just got one guy working with him.
Right.
And they're working on it, and he's doing it. Looks beautiful.
I'm excited.
It's all ripped up and crazy.
Yeah.
But he's doing a really good job, and he's a really good guy.
He is a good guy. I ripped a giant bush out of the front yard and put an Adirondack chair out there. And so I was just hanging out there before we started this thing, working on my Melon Clinton fan fiction.
It is so awesome. I have to say that it is a delight. I think I have one show this week, maybe. And I might just do another one of my own, because I have to run the things that are hard.
Yeah.
I got a 15-minute chunk that needs work. And if I'm booked on somebody else's show, I don't want to work on the stuff that needs work. I want to sort of bring it, you know?
I understand that feeling when we're not in a pandemic, but I think the fact that you're just showing up at a Zoom show is pretty cool. And if you want to work on new shit, you're allowed to.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe in a week or two, I'll think that too. But as of right now, I don't know. And plus, I kind of want to do it myself because I kind of want to book openers, you know?
Yeah.
I know that Augie's looking for a set.
Kai's open for you.
Yeah, Kyle, you're looking for a set? Yeah?
I actually just booked one while we're talking. After saying I wasn't going to do them and then immediately did. You turned me Cajun.
Oh my God. There's no room for pride in this situation. And I genuinely do think people have to hear other people laughing too. I mean, and see their faces if they want to, right?
Yeah.
I mean, because you can hide your face. You can turn your camera off and you can mute yourself and it'll just be your whatever name you want to show up. Like mine often says Jackie's iPhone.
You know what? I don't want to look at an audience of gray icons and do a set to that. Please, I think people should show their faces.
Yeah,
hold on, my mom's.
If they
Mom, I'm doing a podcast. Go away.
Mom, I'm baiting. Fuck off, I'm baiting.
What?
Turn it off.
What?
The air conditioning is on, and I can't turn it off.
The air conditioning is on and she can't turn it off.
The air conditioning is on and she can't turn it off.
Right.
I'll be right back.
Okay, in about 20 minutes.
I love it.
You remember, did you get that reference, Kyle?
Which one?
Fuck off, I'm baiting.
No, but it's a good term. Who uses the term baiting? What's that from?
Idiocracy.
Me?
The movie that we're currently living through.
That is true. It's a terrifying, haunting vision.
And Laurie Kilmartin, she's back. That was a perfect clock eater. Well done, Mrs. Kilmartin.
Don't reward her this behavior.
Did you figure out how to fix the air conditioning?
Yeah, I turned it to off. That's how you deal with it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's where ma'am, have you tried cycling the power?
It's a Nest air conditioner, whatever, the Nest thermostat. So,
it is fiddly. Yeah.
It's not. It's really easy, but I guess once you get past a certain age, you're just not going to learn technology. She'd rather have that old thing where you
just move it.
The old hotel sort of thermostat.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what are you going to do for dinner? That's where we're at now, you guys.
Well, you know what? I went to, there's a Japanese restaurant around the corner, and I ordered chicken teriyaki from them a couple nights ago, and I went to pick it up, and there was a guy, the people were kind of standing close together, so I went to a corner of the restaurant and waited, and then a guy walked in, and he was standing right next to my order when it was dropped. The people said it was ready, the people at the restaurant, and he wouldn't, and I said, can you move? I want to get my order. You're standing in front of it. And he's like, it's all bullshit. It's stupid, and he goes off on some Fox News tear. And I said, as I was leaving, I said, "It's not, and you're going to get somebody killed, and you're a piece of shit." And then I walked.
Yes,
My
high
food.
five, Kilmartin, bringing it, and just calling it as you see it.
Yeah. So I guess I have that food left over. I might try some of that.
Well, that's it's a great story. We went yesterday and got takeout from our favorite burrito place, which is Tony's Mexican.
Mm-hmm.
And I got a shrimp burrito with black beans. And it was there's something about right now, because I'm 15 days into quarantine.
Right.
And I was excited to have food that I had not cooked or Andy had not cooked. And it's not that I'm a terrible cook or he's a terrible cook. I just, something else. Like I miss the burrito at Magnolia Grill, the breakfast burrito.
Mm-hmm.
There's food that I miss.
Are they doing takeout?
I'm sure they are. I could probably do it. But we're trying also to only do takeout twice a week so that we can save money.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, I feel like because I still have a paycheck, I should really be, spending it, as much as I can. But also I'm like, it's not that much of a paycheck. And I can't, but there's so many GoFundMes and so many staffs that need money. And I don't know, I feel, I keep like saying yes to, and just putting it on my card and it'll be,
it's okay. It's okay.
It's fine.
We will all help each other like we're doing. Yeah. And it's, like what what's her face did on the thread, right?
Are we allowed? Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was backwards.
Yeah.
Okay, so I wonder
Jackie
when you
held up
this.
A piece of paper, and if you're, I guess we'll post this on YouTube in a couple days. We'll put it on the Patreon on Monday. So if you're a Patreon, you get to know someone did a nice thing 2 days earlier than the general public. So
yeah,
I don't want to like pitch our Patreon too hard, but
No, because of Max Fun. They made a really nice Max Fun enamel pin for the drive. And then
when's the drive going to be?
Well, they had to postpone it because the world lit on fire.
Right.
And they felt rude asking people for money during a pandemic.
Right.
So they have not announced when the new drive is coming. But the enamel pin that will eventually be available is pretty cool. And it's the clock that says, "Are we at an hour yet?" Did you? I think I sent you guys the art.
Yeah.
And what have we done the second Max Fun?
No, let's do it now.
Hey, you've reached Dr. Game Show. Leave your message after the beep.
Dr. Game Show is my favorite podcast and the only podcast my parents let me listen to because I'm 12. But even old people love this show. Basically, you call in, play games, and have fun. If you win a game, a baby will send you a magnet in the mail. I have so many magnets and put them all over my locker, and pretty much everyone at school is jealous because they are very cool custom magnets, and it also means that I'm really good at winning games. And they even let me practice my recorder live on the air. Listening to this show is like going to a real doctor, but pretty much kind of better. Dr. Game Show rocks.
Listen to Dr. Game Show on Maximum Fun. New episodes every other Wednesday.
Nice. Well, Andy's reading a book aloud to me that I've already read, and I don't have the heart to tell him that I've already read it. So,
what book is it?
It's another one of these. I'm completely reading a lot of sort of YA, intrepid young women detective books. So I think it's called A Curious Beginning.
Okay.
And it's about a British butterfly collector, whatever. It's a very sweet book. I've read the first 4. We're reading the first one together. I think he knows that I've read it, but sometimes I suspect he doesn't know that I've read it.
I am reading this book, Barbara Kingsolver, Unsheltered Man. Oh, have you read it?
I'm just a Barbara Kingsolver fan.
parts of it are driving me crazy, but I'm like this much done. So I've got to finish it.
Done. What is it?
It's a 2 timeline book about people in modern day New Jersey, and then the people that lived on that in their house 150 years earlier.
Oh, wow.
I don't know how it's all going to come together, but
it's an artificial Outlander.
Yeah. The dialogue between the modern day married couple is making me so angry that it's really hard to get through their topics.
Are they?
I mean, there's chapters, but there's parts, and other parts are great. So it's my first Barbara Kingsolver book. I'm trying to read. I think it's good to read fiction at a time like this. I think it's just good to jump onto some fucking other story and let it take you someplace.
Right. Either that or ancient history. I mean, literally, I would say if you want, because I have this nonfiction book that I've been meaning to start forever, and it's a comparative religion book about Islam, Judaism, and Christianity.
Oh.
But it is super dense, and I'm having a hard time starting it. They've also done this thing where we can't get more comic books. They're Diamond, who's the distributor, Monopoly, by the way, distributing all of the comic books, has decided they're not going to distribute they're not going to print and distribute comic books anymore.
Just because of Corona?
Because of the pandemic, which means that it's going to probably put every brick and mortar comic book store out of business.
Fuck.
And we're all going to have to read comic books on electronic, which is fine. I guess it'll be fine. I'm so behind anyway, and there'll be trades collected. There'll be collected trades, but like that Bitch Planet one that I gave your son.
Mm-hmm.
Did he read that?
I think so.
Nice. Have you guys watched that Miyazaki movie yet?
The Kingdom of Dreams and Madness, or like does he have a new movie out?
Oh no, the two. I lent Laurie a couple of DVDs.
Oh.
I don't
Not
care.
Yet. Not yet.
It's not like I'm going to come by and pick him up. It's fine.
It's been a 2-week spring break for him, and school was supposed to start tomorrow, but they're going to push it another week. So I'm coming up with like a regimen for him tomorrow, because he's basically regressing. It's like flowers for Algernon over here. He has like first grade reading skills at this point. So I'm going to try to, I thought I could make him write a paper about, or black clover or something like that. And then,
Yeah, something he liked reading.
Yeah.
How about that Spirit Circle?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Why don't you make him write a paper about that?
I could do that. What I was going to do is have him watch an episode of Black Clover and then beat it out scene by scene, as if he's,
You're going to train a tiny
screenwriter. Yeah. I mean, let's be honest and say you're good at this thing, and let's not emphasize a bunch of other shit. Let's get you writing outlines right away. You could also have him download Duolingo. That's what Darla did with the kids. And he could work on his language skills and do. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, that's a good idea. It's a little bit of Spanish. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we'll do a little bit of that. And might as well put him to work. I'm not doing anything. But honestly, it's also, this is exactly the age where you stop listening to your parents and thinking they're stupid. And it's happening under quarantine when I have to help them with the schoolwork. And it's a difficult bridge to cross here. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was thinking about all the kids graduating from high school, the kids who the last 2 weeks or last month and a half of college, this is their first year of college. And I was like, none of them are going to want to hear our hero of 9/11 stories, right? What do you mean? This is, you're not going to be able to say, well, I was a kid, because they're going to be like,
Well, let me tell you about how my first year of college got ruined. Let me tell you about how I essentially got a GED instead of a high school diploma.
Yeah.
And they're not going to want to hear it. It's how will Steve Renaissisi work? Did I say that out loud? I did.
Oh my God. I know there's going to be some comic who says they got coronavirus and they didn't. You know it.
I'm waiting.
Yeah,
oh my God.
100%.
I can't wait.
Who's going to turn it into some sort of cash cow?
Yes. Corona comic. Oh my God. Who will you be? You fucking liar. It should be some major headliner who shook a lot of hands in February after shows and sold stuff, but it'll be somebody who's like, have you ever had an audience that could give you the coronavirus? I don't think you have.
You know what? The first one to do it proves that you fill rooms, man. You fill rooms. You got the Rona because you fill rooms. I'm going to keep saying that joke until I'm done.
I like it.
And we all get it.
I like it. I like the Rona. I think that came up on, is that in gay Twitter? Was that when they first coined it, the Rona?
It was certainly not white Twitter.
No. It's never white Twitter.
White Twitter.
White Twitter is so far behind.
So far. I tweeted something today that I realized afterwards that Gina Yashere pointed out.
I saw that.
Yeah, and then I had to quote tweet myself and say, "Hey, Gina Yashere pointed this out."
So you appropriated Gina's thoughts, but then you owned up to it.
And then I owned up to it because
so you're being the best ally you can, Jackie.
Right. It doesn't come naturally. It turns out. I have much to learn, and the journey continues.
Sure.
One day I ate so much food it was dumb. Did you? Did you guys have you had that? Once we got a delivery from the grocery store, I was like, this isn't the last of the food. When I realized it wasn't the last of the food, I got hungry again. Because when it was the last of the food, every time there'd be a meal made, I'd be like, I'm not really hungry. I'm just kind of worried. And now that there's plenty of food in the house, I'm like, I can snack again. Boo.
Worry does feel like hunger. It's very stressful. It's hard not to eat all the time. It's something to do.
Yeah. So, I think when I want to do it, I might want to just take a lap, or maybe I can, because I got delivered from Amazon and someone was like, you have to stop using Amazon. I was like, not right now. It's not going to be now.
One cause at a time, please.
Sadly, Jeff Bezos gets more money now. And
right.
But I ordered an herb kit to plant herbs because that guy dug up my rosemary plant.
Mm-hmm.
And so now I have to replant a bunch of herbs, but I'm hoping that I can get my tomato plants. Emily Heller texted me how to grow tomato plants from seed, and so far nothing.
Yeah,
but it's been 4 days. Or maybe 3. It's all a blur. But
how long does it take before they pop out of the ground normally?
Well, it's 2. I thought it was 2 days for them to sprout.
Mm-hmm.
But that has not occurred. So maybe 4, because we're on day 3 here. And but they sent me hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of seeds, so I can try again.
Sure.
That much we know. And I made chili the other night, and it was delicious.
You made what?
Chili.
Wow.
Yeah, Andy made cornbread, and because the chili I made was too spicy, and I ordered ground beef, and they sent stew meat, and so I made Texas chili, which is just all meat. It's just all.
I want all of this. It sounds so good.
It was delicious, and then I ordered stew meat, and they sent ground beef. So I was like, okay, well, so be it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got to get. I want to get some more vegetables. We have Swiss chard grown in the yard, but that's it. We just. I don't have any. We might have a bag of carrots. How's your mom's vodka supply? Good?
Good. I got her some early on, and then the person staying in the garage also grabbed a bottle for her. So she's ready. She's ready to face Corona head on with a vodka martini.
Yeah, I ordered my dad today a lot of pudding. He wanted pudding. I think I told you that, right? I set my dad up with a grocery delivery, and I was like, "What do you want?" He was like, "Oh yeah, I'll have chocolate pudding, rice pudding, and strawberry parfait." And I was like, "Yeah, did you want any food?" He was like, "Yeah, just I need some bread." And then there was this pause, and in a very stern voice, he goes, "White sliced bread. None of this weird. Don't try to."
He wants Kilpatrick's.
The bread that I went on, it's a Kroger's, so it's a Ralph's, right? It's the same chain as here, but the brand that he likes is $1 a loaf.
Oh.
I was like, "Pop, what are you doing, man?" And he was like,
"These old people, they won't treat themselves."
Yeah,
they're not gonna buy medication to end their diarrhea. They want dollar bread. I mean, you're over 80. Spend it.
Yeah, live it up, man. Yeah. Anyway, so I did post that thing about. I also sent him 14 new canvases and some acrylics, just in case more people want really nice pastoral scenes with a weirdly drawn pop figure.
Sure. If he starts doing swimming pools, hook me up.
Oh, he'll do it. He'll do whatever you want. And he'll be psyched. And oh well. When I called him and I said that I got the money, I was like, "Can I just Venmo or Zelle or PayPal it to Russ, my brother?" And he goes, we both paused, and then we both said, "Oh, that's right. You'll never see it." And but so I just sent him some cash.
Do you have club? Like, I have club work in May that hasn't been canceled yet.
Nobody canceled my Ann Arbor, which is in April.
Well,
I canceled my April. I just canceled my Southwest flight a couple of days ago. I didn't ping Roger Feeney yet. I figure
he'll find out on the podcast.
Either he'll find out on the podcast, or he will, as we get closer to it, he'll say, "We're actually going to have it," and then I'll buy another ticket
at twice the price.
Well, I really doubt that middle of April.
No, I think there's a new stay-at-home till April 30th now.
So do I.
I wonder if May is when things start to bubble back up, and I don't know if people will come to a comedy club. You know, I know like a lot of them that were in business up until 2 weeks ago were seating people 6 feet apart and had Purell stations all over the place. And I mean, that's kind of the most you can do in a nightclub,
Yeah, I think that guy that stood next to your food,
yes.
He'll be there.
He's my biggest fan.
He didn't know that you shut down a heckler. Did you just a heckler at the Japanese restaurant?
I did. I got that high for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. I should just do a show, and then we should all just do sets. You guys want to do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to. You know what? I feel like this would be the best way to re-enter or to enter the Zoom comedy lifestyle is to do it on your show, Jackie.
Okay. Yeah.
You'll protect me, right?
Oh, completely. I'll police the room. I told Maria that I would police the room, and then I blew it off. Hi, I'm a terrible person. And then she said that she doesn't she's better with them muted anyway because she thinks that they'll want to talk. And I'm like, that's what I would be doing. I would be muting them.
Oh, I see. Yeah. We do need like a conductor to mute for us. Yes.
Yes. How close? We're close.
We're very close.
We're at 57:28.
Yeah, I was going to say about 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Well,
here's the thing, like, are we all going to have Corona chunks? I guess we will. it's something you can't not talk about when you start talking about comedy.
I think it's going to be like talking about your weight or your race or your height or any distinguishing feature.
Right.
It might be one or two jokes, and then you go into your act. That's what I think.
Yeah.
Just because I think people will address it, but I don't think, like the shows that I've done so far, comics have tried to do Corona stuff. And the best ones that have worked out when it's just an acknowledgement.
Yeah, of this strange situation we're in.
Yeah, because that's our job, right? Is to acknowledge the I was in that Minneapolis Star Tribune article.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Was cool.
Yeah, and she asked me like what, what, and I said something like that. I was just, I'm not a doctor or a nurse or I'm a fucking clown. And she took out the fucking.
Yeah.
And because the fucking, the F word implied that I was frustrated with it.
Yes. Yeah.
In writing implies that I'm somehow proud.
I'm doing the noble work that clowns do.
My red nose and my big shoes.
I make my patients laugh.
All right. I think we've done enough. I don't want
We really have.
All right. I think we've done it.
Okay.
MaximumFun.org.
Comedy and culture.
Artist owned.
Audience supported.